Just quickly confirm audio video is fine with everyone. Just confirm me once. Audio video is fine. Everything is good. Everything is proper. Yeah. So myself, Prateek Mishra, lead mentor for civil engineering at IMS Gate Academy, and today I'm here to discuss few important points regarding the last week before gate examination. My dear, first of all, you have done enough hard work for reaching up to this point. You have completed the syllabus. You have revised the syllabus for multiple number of times. You have completed the PYQs, and some of you have taken up the chapter test, subject test, even the full length mock test. Now the biggest question that comes here is, ki, sir, what we should do in next 4 5 days. So first of all, you don't have to read anything new. That is the first thing. You don't have to read any new concept. You don't have to look into any new formulae. Whatever you have read previously, you have to revise them sincerely for next 5 days. Okay. Today is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday will be your examination. So what needs to be done? Point number one, in these 5 days, using your formula sheet, try to cover every subject. Try to cover every subject without any fail. Okay, that is the first thing that you need to do. Second thing is, at least minimum give two full length mock tests. Like one you can plan on Wednesday tomorrow, and another one you can plan on length mock test. Now, sir, what you need to check in these two full length mock tests? The first thing is, check how many marks you are scoring in aptitude and mathematics. That is the first part. My dear, you will be expecting around 28 marks in maths and aptitude, and if you are scoring anywhere around 18 to 20 marks out of that 28 marks, then you are actually scoring well in those two areas. Those students who are scoring more than 22 marks, fantastic, right? Eventually it will be reflected in your results. Maths and aptitude is a very scoring area. So if you score somewhere around 20 to 20 marks around in mathematics and aptitude, you make a way very clear for qualifying the exam, for which the cutoff will be somewhere around 26 marks. Okay. Next thing is, in technical subjects, you have to understand which subjects are your strong areas and which subject are your weak areas. For example, if the subjects like geotech, environment, and transportation are heavy weighted subjects, identify in these heavy weighted subjects which topics you are very strong and in which topics you are slightly weak or you are doubtful. Okay. So try to do at least 4 questions from such topics in these next 4 5 days. Okay. That is the first thing. Second, there will be subjects like geomatics, surveying, construction material and management, and open channel flow. For these three subjects, try to secure everything whatever will be asked in the gate examination. Okay. These three will be your highly scoring areas, so don't miss out even a single question from these three areas, because all the students who will be getting a good rank in upcoming gate 25 examination, definitely they will going to target these three areas with 100% accuracy. Then there are subjects like strength of material. For mechanical students, the strength of material questions were very easy. They were very basic questions. So the same thing we can expect for the civil engineering students as well. So before attempting civil engineering paper on upcoming Sunday, try to see the strength of material questions which are asked for mechanical students. That is the second thing. Next is your structural analysis. The subject of structural analysis has very scoring chapters like static indeterminacy, kinematic indeterminacy. From them, we are regularly getting the questions. Next, we have a chapter called influence line diagram, from where a very easy to a very complicated question can be framed. But I'm telling you, if it is an easy question, you can answer it in very less time. Okay, so if a question comes from influence line diagram, don't miss out. Then in structural analysis, most of the student they find challenging ki, sir, which method to apply. So here is a short trick for you. So first of all, if they are not mentioning any method, like you have to solve by this method or that method for a particular question, check the degree of static indeterminacy. If the degree of static indeterminacy for a particular structure is 1, then you can solve it using the method of consistent deformation. Okay. If it is a statically determinate structure, then try to apply the principle of superposition. I'm telling you, principle of superposition and method of consistent deformation will help you to solve 90% of the structures that will be asked in your examination. But for solving but for applying principle of superposition and method of consistent deformation, you should be very handy with the standard results of slope and deflection for all the cantilever beams and for all the simply supported beams for different type of loadings. So don't forget to revise those formulas for simply supported beam and the cantilever beam. Okay. So for structural analysis, I told you 3 major areas. Apart from that, truss analysis is a common chapter between your engineering mechanics and structural analysis. So from the truss analysis, a very easy question you can expect. Last year, we got one very complicated question, but that question also, from that question, one learning we got. Whenever you are getting a heavy truss, very heavy, complicated truss, and you are asked to calculate any support reaction or any member force, 99% of the times method of sections will be used. Okay. Now, when you are applying method of sections, keep one thing in mind, that cut those members and choose a point corresponding to which you get maximum moments as 0 corresponding to the support reaction. Okay. For example, if you are cutting 3 members and you are choosing one point about which you need to write down the moment, that point should be such that maximum support reaction should give 0 moment about that point. So previously, last year also we got such question. It was looking complicated, but it was a very conceptual question, and that too a very easy one. Okay. Similarly, for degree of kinematic indeterminacy, we have read 2 methods. First one is by applying a formula, and second one is by individually considering all the joints. I call it as arrow method. Okay. So for every joint, what is the possible degree of freedom? You just draw them and just count them independently. So that could be an easy way of finding out the degree of kinematic indeterminacy for these type of structures. Okay. Any question that is popping up to your mind you want to ask, you can just write it in the chat box. Anything that is bothering you that you want to discuss here in the live chat, you can write it in the chat box. And simultaneously, I keep on discussing about all the subjects regarding the important areas that you need to focus in these last 4 5 days. So this is what I told you about structural analysis. And then coming to the strength of material. For strength of material, for civil engineers, 4 very important areas. One is simple stresses and strain. We got one question, in fact, 2 questions in mechanical. Second one is the shear force and the bending moment diagram. Third one is the principal stresses and strain. Fourth one is the deflection of beams. These 4 areas are the highly scoring areas for strength of material, and you can definitely expect a question from these 4 areas. So don't miss out on the formulas of these 4 chapters. Other chapters are also important that you can see. Now, talking about the highly scoring area of geotechnical engineering. So, sir, what is your take on this? Which part of geotech is easy? Which part of geotech is difficult? Can you just write it in the chat so that I can answer it accordingly? Which part you feel easy for the geotech, and in which part you feel like it's slightly challenging? Can you write it? So for geotechnical engineering precisely, the first part is properties of soil. It's very important. Every year we expect a question from that area. You can expect a slightly complicated question from seepage analysis, especially when you are asked to write down different heads. Then that could be a challenging part. But again, while dealing that in the classes, I told you one easy way of how to write down different heads, how to write down the energy, all those things we have discussed already. Okay. So don't miss out on the exit gradient as well. Then figure out the beds based on the direction of flow. Okay. Don't just look into the diagram and try to figure out, okay, whether it is a series, beds are in parallel or beds like that, perpendicular. Okay. Just check in which direction the flow is happening. So with respect to the direction of flow, Now check the bedding plane, whether the bedding planes are parallel to the direction of flow or the bedding planes are perpendicular to the direction of flow. That you need to check. Okay. Then after that, we have a very, very important area, that is consolidation. Consolidation and compaction. Every year we expect a question, and every year we got questions from compaction and consolidation. So especially the consolidation settlement, degree of freedom, all these are very important things. Then moving ahead with this, we have a chapter called shear strength. Now, shear strength, you can expect a direct question or you can also expect an application based question of shear strength. Then we have easy chapters like stress distribution using Bosnick's equation, calculation of total stress, effective stress, pore water pressure, all these things are there. Then you have a very important part of geotechnical engineering, which comes as foundation engineering, where we talk about the bearing capacity of soil, we talk about shallow foundation and the deep foundation regarding load bearing capacity and all those things. So those are very important formulas, so don't miss out on those formulas as well. Okay. Coming to environmental engineering, so what I'm expecting this year in environmental engineering is you can get a good quality question from air pollution, and along with that, you can expect a easy question from solid waste management. So these two will be the core areas from where you can 100% expect a question from treatment, specifically from the wastewater treatment, from the biological treatment. They may frame a slightly complicated question. So keep a check on that. And if you are dealing with these biological treatment of water, then in biological treatment of water, the important parameter that you need to take care is how much amount of organic matter is entering into the system, and how this organic matter is getting treated, and how much amount of organic matter is leaving the system. That you need to keep a check. And this analogy will help you to solve these questions in very easy way, right? Apart from that, in environmental engineering, there are very easy areas like population forecasting, sources of water, where we talk about well hydraulics. Last year also we got one question from, I think, well hydraulics. So this year also you can expect a question from well hydraulics or infiltration gallery, which is a common part with your hydrology and irrigation also. Then water quality parameters, specifically talking about calculation of hardness, pH, alkalinity, all these things are very important, right? One very important part here is when we talk about the relation between alkalinity and hardness, always remember that minimum of alkalinity and total hardness is equals to your carbonate hardness. And from that, they may frame a question which is easy to understand, but sometimes if you are not recalling this fact, then this becomes slightly difficult. Okay. Then next is the treatment of your raw water. So treatment of raw water, precisely talking about sedimentation analysis and disinfection, are the very important parts from where you can expect a good quality question. Apart from that, if they want to ask something from environmental chemistry, definitely they will going to involve coagulants with it. Okay. And please remember, when you are applying the environmental chemistry or the mole concept, be very specific in whatever you are applying. If you are writing any equation, make sure you have balanced that equation before applying the mole concept. I have seen students, they just write down the equation and they directly apply the mole concept even without balancing it. So first balance the equation and then apply the mole concept. Okay. So talking about environment, I have told you like 4 or 5 major areas from where you can expect a question. And apart from it, BOD is one of the very important areas from where a question can be framed in environmental engineering. Okay. Now, talking about transportation engineering, my dear, in transportation engineering, majorly there are three parts. First one is your geometric design, second one is your traffic engineering, and third one is your pavement material. God knows why this time I'm getting one intuition that you may expect a good quality question from pavement materials. Okay. And then traffic studies are there. So different types of, there is green shield models and other models from where you can expect a question. So those two areas become highly prominent this year, so don't forget to revise these two areas. Apart from that, you can expect one or two questions from airport and railways. Okay. Talking about this area of construction material and management, CMM. So management part, precisely in management, you can expect a very easy question from for calculating the project duration or total float. Now always remember, when you are asked to calculate the project duration, you have to just do the forward pass calculation. calculate the earliest occurrence time of all the events. The earliest occurrence time of the head event means the last event of the project. That will going to give you the project duration. Okay. Then total float. So total float, I already told you how to calculate it. So you can expect a question from the total float as well, right? So majorly in this management part, if I talk about PERT and CPM, three categories of questions can be asked. First one is they might ask you the project duration. They may ask you to calculate the total float. Third one, they may ask you to find out the critical path. Okay, so we know that all the the path joining all the critical activity will form a critical path. Okay, now if they want you to like invest some time in the question, definitely they can ask you a question from crashing of the activities. Last year we got one question from engineering economics in both the sets. Okay, so this year also definitely you can expect a question from engineering economics, specifically all the four methods of calculating the depreciation, book value, all those things becomes very important here this year as well. Okay, so what we are expecting is this year paper will be again easy to moderate for one session, and for another session it will be slightly on moderate to hard level. Okay, so now let's see which one will be easy to moderate and which one will be moderate to hard side. Okay, now next one is the open channel flow, my dear. In open channel flow, if I talk about good quality question, definitely it will be framed from channel transition. You can expect a very easy question from channel geometrics or the uniform flow, right? So these two will be the easy areas. You get a slightly tricky question from channel transition or hydraulic jump. So don't forget to revise those two areas. In total, we have four major areas, and definitely flow profiles are there, right, for open channel flow. But flow profiles is again a easy topic to understand. So flow profiles, channel geometrics, and uniform flow will be your easy area like that. And then you have channel transition and hydraulic jump, which you don't forget to revise all the formulas related to those two topics. Now next, moving ahead with an important subject of fluid mechanics. In civil, fluid mechanics is slightly asked on the lesser side, but before the examination don't forget to revise fluid statics, especially forces over the curved plates. Right. Second one will be your fluid kinematics. And third one will be your thermodynamics, regarding uniform flow through pipes, regarding losses that are happening. So these three areas become very, very important before gate examination revise. Okay. Now, after this, after fluid mechanics, the next subject could be this thing, hydrology irrigation. So for hydrology irrigation, formulas relating to different probability, all those things are becomes very important. Then you have for irrigation, you have formulas for duty and delta, which again becomes very important. So those two areas, and unit hydrograph. So these are the three major areas that you should revise before the gate examination. Now next, if we talk about subject like RCC and steel. So for RCC, basic concepts of your limit state of design is very important. Very means very, very important. Although the entire syllabus is important, but the basic concepts of limit state of design may fetch you 1 or 2 marks here and there. So don't forget to revise the formulas for limit state of design, basic concepts. Steel, we have two major areas from where you can expect an easy question. First one is the connections, that can be bolted or welded connections or riveted connections, and second one is the plastic analysis. Those two becomes very scoring areas from where you can expect a question from steel. Although again in steel we are getting less questions from last 4 5 years, but whatever questions are we are getting from these two major areas. Next we have the subject which is, I think I talked about geotech, environment, transportation. Then yeah, surveying. The last one could be surveying. Now for geomatics, don't miss out on photogrammetry. It is a very, very important part from where you can expect a question. First one is photogrammetry. Second one is your compass survey, calculating different bearings, all those things. So these two, I will say, will be the prominent areas from where you can expect a question in the examination, right? Apart from these two areas, rest everything is important. Like leveling is there for horizontal measurement, different corrections are there. Then you have tachometry. So all these things becomes very important, but in particularly in geomatics, precisely bearing and photogrammetry is will be highly important area. Okay. So I talked about geotech, transportation, environment, then fluid mechanics, hydrology, irrigation, open channel flow, strength of material, structural analysis, then RCC, steel, surveying. So these are the important topics that you have to revise before the gate, before fail. Now, as you can see here, I have kept the thumbnail that last chance and one trick to get 10 plus marks in the examination. Now, sir, what could be that one trick to get 10 plus marks? First of all, I have written 10 plus marks. Plus means whatever you are scoring right now in the test series, how you can improve 10 to 15 marks on that. So, first of all, what I have seen for the students who are writing the test series, majorly they are making three type of mistakes prominently. First one will be they are doing some silly mistakes like calculation mistakes. Second, they are not able to manage time in the examination, like they are getting more emotional about one particular question and they are wasting a lot of time. The third and the very important mistake, and that I have also observed for those students who wrote gate on 1st and 2nd of Feb, they said ki sir, I was not able to recall the formulas in the gate exam. Even I know the formula, I was not able to recall it properly. So now, sir, why this is happening? So first of all, I would like to discuss over it ki why this is happening. Why, even if you remember the formula, why you are not able to recall the formula? Why this is happening? So first is you are overthinking too much about 16th or 16th of February. That is your gate examination. You don't have to overthink. You have to focus on today's date, 11th of February. You should be focusing on 11th of February, then tomorrow 12th, 13th, 14th. Like that, you have to focus on the present. Don't think about the result. Whatever will be your result, it will be sure, means it will be there. But unnecessarily thinking about the result while writing the gate examination will create unnecessary stress. And due to that stress, you are like too much surrounded by the content which should not be present when you are writing the gate exam. Gate exam should be written peacefully because you are taking 13 subjects along with you and you want to switch from one subject to the another, one chapter to the another to recall the formula. And for that, peace is required. Peace of mind is required. Whatever you have done to your best. There can be situations here and there where you are thinking, ki, sir, how to remember the maximum formula? Yeah, Dinesh, I'm coming to that. So, whatever you have done to your best level. You have managed your time to the best level, and there is nothing termed as 100% preparation. Make sure there is nothing termed as 100% preparation. You may be like, even if you remember the entire subject, you can only recall 90 to 95% of the content. That 5% will going to miss out. So be aware about it, be comfortable about it. Don't get into the panic situation that, ki, sir, if I do not recall one formula, all of a sudden I am not recalling anything. So now, sir, how to do this? First of all, these 5 days, make a plan for yourself and revise all the formulas. It's compulsory, it is mandatory. Take one subject, fix a target for in next 3 hours. I will going to revise all the formulas for one subject. Then again, next 3 hours, another subject. If you have big subjects like geotechnical, transportation, environment, fluid mechanics, structural analysis, strength of material, where you have more number of formulas, so what you get to practice 4 to 5 questions from every chapter. Don't just revise and leave. Okay. Take one chapter, revise the formula sheet, do 4 to 5 random questions, random PYQs, I'm saying. Previous year gate questions, 4 to 5 is mandatory and it is easily manageable for all the subjects. One chapter, revise the formula, do 4 to 5 questions, move to the next chapter. Now, this selection of 4 to 5 questions will be totally on you. If you are honest to yourself, what you can do, What you will do is you will choose two 1 mark question and three 2 marks question, which are slightly difficult, which you are not able to solve. Then after doing this activity, you have to minimum attempt two full length mock test. Two. I told you, one on Wednesday, and that is tomorrow, and next one will Friday before the gate exam. Saturday, you don't have to attempt any test. Relax, revise the formula sheet, sleep properly before the exam. Try to sleep by 9 p.m. Get up at 5 or 6, go to the center peacefully, and please don't take any formula sheet with you. That last moment hustle will going to ruin everything. That last moment formula sheet revision is just like you are not confident enough on the things that you already know. My dear, you know the things. You have to believe in yourself. Stay relaxed before the exam, attempt the exam with full clarity, with full peace, and don't overthink about the situation. One thing you have to understand that out of 65 questions, 10 to 15% will be the hard questions. Out of that 10 to 15% of the questions, if you just make 4 to 5% of the questions, your job is done. We are not there to solve all the 65 questions in one stretch. Okay. First, with good marks, you will get a good rank. And for getting a good rank, no one will be asking you to do any extra work. Marking is also there. Okay. So you have to revise the formula using the questions, 4 to 5 questions for one chapter. If you want to reduce the number of questions, then also it is fine. But try to do at least 3-4 questions for every chapter and try to do it quickly. That will going to give you a confidence ki, okay, you know a particular chapter, you know the formula, you are able to solve the question. It is easily manageable in 4-5 days. Okay. Second thing that you need to do is you don't have to look into your class notes. Means leave your class notes. Done for the class notes. Whatever you have read, it's done, it's over. Now it's only you and your formula sheet. And mark my words, whatever you are recalling using the formula sheet, the same thing you will going to recall in the gate examination, even if you start looking your class notes, which will unnecessarily waste your time. Look into the formula sheet. Try to recall maximum things using the formula sheet. One or two concept, if you're feeling like you are slightly missing some part, for that you can use your class notes. Okay. But for other things, maximum things you can do using the formula sheet. This is the thing. Okay. Next. Now, sir, for these 5 days, how should I manage my stress? That is the biggest thing, sir. Every day I'm getting this anxiety. Ki what will happen in the gate examination? Why you are feeling the anxiety? Either you have prepared, so you will be getting a good marks. You will be attempting the examination properly. Okay. Or you are semi prepared. Semi means you have read something, but you are not confident about whatever you have read. I think most of the students fall in this category, including me. When I was attempting the gate examination myself, even I was like of the same category. I prepared something, not confident about whether I'm be able to score marks from this or not. This is the best category to score marks, because you already know that out of 13 subjects we have read 10. But out of that 10 subjects, whatever we have read with 100% surety. Sir, I will get 65 to 70 marks for sure. Now, this kind of confidence I like. Okay. Right now, if you are saying 65 to 70 marks, definitely 50 plus, so you will be getting. And even if you're getting 50 plus marks, I'll be highly, highly satisfied. So, but again, don't create that kind of stress. Okay. You have to have a proper strategy in the gate examination. When you're attempting 65 questions, one thing, make sure that you divide your paper into segments and mentally do 4 to 5 questions from every segment for the first time. Then second cycle, again 3 to 4 questions. Like that, you have to keep on revisiting the questions. The more you will going to revisit it, definitely you will like have a good chances of solving that particular question. Okay. Now next, sir, how to score marks from the subjects I have learned. So that is the thing we need to do. We don't have to score marks from the subjects which we haven't learned. We have to learn Don't even try. I've seen students ki they start thinking something in the examination and they start projecting one their theory. Okay, don't do this. If you haven't read a subject, and if especially if it is a multiple choice question, don't attempt it. Please. Sir, I've just attempted the GATE 2024 paper and got 63 marks there, and I didn't even saw the paper. Okay, nice, very good. So definitely you can expect 65 to 70 marks, and definitely we're going to see your rank in top 100. Very good, beta. So yeah, so I was telling you this key for the subjects which you haven't read, please don't try the question, specifically if they are asked for multiple choice questions. Don't waste your time there. Okay. In fact, you can invest your time in those questions for the subjects that you have read. Okay. Now, next comes is, ki sir, in the GATE examination, how should I be mentally ready before the exam? Okay. So first thing I told you, you need a proper sleep. Don't compromise your sleep. If you compromise your sleep, definitely it will going to cause you in the examination. So don't compromise your sleep. Second, most important thing, whoever is your most important person, that is your parents, tell them about challenges that you have faced and how you have overcome those challenges. I'm telling you, it will give you the next level confidence. It will going to give you a self belief that you have done something for yourself, and now you will going to perform it the other day. So a day before the examination, speak properly with your parents, tell them about challenges and how you have overcome them, take their wishes. Okay. Have a peaceful sleep without any stress. Tell yourself before the GATE exam that whatever I could have done, I have done it sincerely, and feel proud about it. If you feel like sir, something more could have been done, definitely there are 100 chances of improvement. But let's not talk about that. Let's not think in that direction. Let's think in that direction ki whatever you have done was the best possible thing you could have done in last 5 to 8 months, and you have did it. Now it's time for you to read the question, answer it, applying your concepts. And I'm telling you, in the GATE examination, theoretical question will be the most challenging one. So don't take them lightly. Okay. Other exams, theoretical questions are easy questions, but in GATE examinations, theoretical questions are the lightest questions. For other examination, theoretical questions are the lightest one. In GATE examination, they are the most challenging question. So even if it is a multiple select question, please think. And the definition of multiple select question is one or more than one option can be correct. Means you can have a multiple select question in which only one option can be correct. You can have a multiple select question where two options can be correct. So that is a definition of multiple select question. In NET, there is a tolerance of 5%, and that range will be shown to you in the answer key. Okay. So try to like answers for NET in that range. Okay. So this is like just wait. Has this reconnected? Okay. So for all the previous analysis, formula recalling, second one is silly mistakes, and third one is they have invested too much time with a particular question. So this is my personal advice. Don't waste much time for a particular question. Okay. Read the question. If you are not able to figure out the solution, or if you are not able to find the path how to reach the solution, don't waste time. Jump to the next question, mark it for review. One trick that you can apply for such question is try to see what is asked, and from that try to solve it backwards. Means, for example, I'll just take you one very simple example. For example, if they're asking you to calculate the distance, so look at the question whether velocity and time is given to you or not. So if distance is to be calculated, then they have to give you the velocity. Either they will going to give you the velocity directly, or they will going to give you some data related to velocity. Same goes with time. They can either give you the time directly, or they will going to give you some data related to the time. Okay. So that is termed as the backward approach, which you can try, which actually gives you a clarity how to approach a particular question. Okay, so that can be done precisely for solving such questions. So talking about this trick, the trick is very simple. First of all, you have to revisit the question which you have already solved. Like last 15 minutes of your examination should be for calculation check. We have seen that 5 to 6 questions will be there in which you will commit a silly mistake on the day of gate examination. So in your mind, fix this: you don't have 3 hours to write gate. You have only 2 hours 45 minutes to write gate. Last 15 minutes for you is for your calculation. Rechecking your calculation whether you have committed any silly mistake or not. That recalculation check, right, will actually help you to get 2 or 3 questions correct. That is the first thing. The second thing that can help you to get good marks is you have to plan your like you have to plan how you will going to attempt the test. You have to divide your paper into 3 segments. Like what you can do is you have a total number of 65 questions divided into segment of 20-22 questions, like that. In first 45 minutes, try to do 5 questions from every segment. Okay, if you can do more, it's good, but minimum 15 questions should be done in initial 45 minutes, and you have already gone through the entire paper. Okay, now for next 40 or half an hour, what you can do is again revisit all the segments and try to do 5 6 more questions. So 15 for the first cycle, then again 15 for the next cycle. Like that, you have completed almost 30 questions in 1.5 hours. Okay, now again you have next 1.5 hours. In that, you can very easily manage 30 more questions. So either you can reduce your time in the first 45 minutes, that can help you to like do more questions in the third cycle. That can be done. Like that, you have to figure out, you have to plan based on your efficiency. Okay, so that these two tricks will actually help you to score more marks, because it is very very heartbreaking when the student tells ki sir, I was not able to read the full paper, and when I'm going through the full paper, I'm checking that there are few questions in the end which are easy. So first 45 minutes you have to go through the entire paper, and for every 20 question segment you have to solve minimum of 4 to 5 questions. That is compulsory. Okay, so this is like what I have to share with you. I have shared all the details about the important topics of all the subjects. Then we have talked about what needs to be done in these 5 days: formula sheet revision and test series, minimum 2 tests. Then next, I have talked about what you need not to think before the gate examination, how you need to attempt the gate examination, what needs to be done a day before gate examination, and please don't take your formula sheet to the center. Okay, it will hardly going to create any impact. It unnecessarily creates a stress. That is my point of view. Else, you are there to make your decision by yourself. Okay, so by these words, I just wish you all the best for your hard work. I just wish you all the best and congratulations that you have put in sincerely for last 8 months. This is the time that you should be like more confident about yourself, more confident about your preparation, more energetic about your question solving, and you should be highly determined to score well in gate 25 examination. By all the means and ways, Academy has always stood with the students to help them out, whether it is a gate score booster sessions, quick revision sessions. In our enrolled students, we did workshops, we did last mile to gate, so many activities we plan across the year in order to keep our students engaged, motivated, and well planned throughout the preparation journey. Is specifically talking sessions, one to many sessions, and one to one mentoring sessions are the key things of IMS Gate Academy, where the mentors are readily available for planning out for the students and dealing with their challenges, how to overcome the challenges. All those discussion every time happens at IMS Gate Academy. Here, if you have liked the experience learning with IMS Gate Academy, don't forget it to share with your friends. IMS Gate Academy is always helping the gate aspirants to achieve whatever they deserve and whatever they feel like getting. And this year also, IMS Gate Academy has fantastic category of students who will be writing GATE examination on upcoming 16th of February for civil engineering. And I wish all of you, whether you are a IMS student or a non-IMS student, I wish you all the best. I wish you best of luck for your career, and I want you to achieve the best in your life. Even after the GATE examination, if you qualify GATE and if you feel like you want to have the post GATE guidance, that is mock interviews or mock test for PSUs and other organizations, you can reach out us at IMS GATE Academy. The description is provided, the details are provided in the description box regarding these post gate guidance sessions. So you can call our education advisors and you can connect very well with our mentors. So thank you so much, and I wish you all the best for upcoming gate 25 examination. All the best. Take care.